Okay. Yes. So, of course, season 5 is not going to be live per se, but we definitely got some preparation on the motherfucking way. As you can see, Kai Storm is in the building. Motherhood Sex Marijuana is in the building. Shoot, Fuego Magazine is in the building. Shop.spreadshirt.com/MSM gear is in the building. Everybody is in the building. And season 5 will bring new conversations, new topics to talk about, new subscribers, new money in this bitch. That's all we interested in 2023. Increase in direct deposits. G, stop playing. Stop playing. Motherhoodsexmarijuana.com. We in the building, season 5. Show up and show out. And if you want to get down with us, hit us up. All right? Later, people. We in the building, season 5. Let's get it.
The sex marijuana in the building as well. What's good?
How you doing?
What up? I'm great. How are you guys?
Chilling, beautifuls.
How are you doing? This is the first time I've saw you since baby.
I know.
I
She's
know, right? Because I mean, basically, we've been having our meetings. It's just me and you. So yes, and I kind of thought she wasn't gonna make it because the way she looked tired this morning, I was like, "Ooh, girl."
Oh, I'm tired as fuck. What are you talking about? Let me get this gum out of my mouth. But no, thanks for asking. I feel okay. As good as you can feel with a newborn and 2 little kids.
It's good to catch faces and see everyone.
What was that?
Yeah, good. How's baby?
She's good. She's getting fat, which is the goal. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Eat shit and sleep right now and just make it through the nights. And that's all her. But how the fuck are you guys doing? I'm ready. You all know how newborns are. How the fuck are you guys doing?
Well, shit. I mean, I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? It's a cool Saturday night. It started out because New York's weather has been bipolar as fuck. So literally, it started out where we've been having 60-degree, almost 70-degree weather, but right now it's like 35 degrees. And again, 35 degrees and below is what's normal between January and March in New York. So it's like, you know what I mean? What the fuck? The fact that it went all the way to 60 degrees, man, listen, that's just like weird to me. It's almost like, wait a minute, when the snow comes, it's just going to cover us all in the wickedest way because we just been getting away with all this nice weather fuck shit for the last couple of months.
Oh, okay.
Right.
But yes, Diana, we here to talk about you and what's going on with Fuego. Now, of course,
and get up in your business.
Exactly. We're here to get into your pum pum business as well, because that's Ruby's department. But no, the fact is, the last time we would talk to you, you were associated with a completely different magazine. And you know what I'm saying? That connection is no longer there. We have started our own magazine, and we are thriving in such a way that we are definitely. I'm pretty sure the readership is going up and up every time you drop an article. So let's get into all of that.
Right, it's been fantastic. Adventurous years since the last time I recorded with you guys. I was another publication, and wasn't happy there. And it's like, you know what, we can do this better. And we just started doing it. We started throwing out content. You know, we're an all women owned, operated BIPOC, and we pretty much are one of the only cannabis magazines out there that really is trying to cater towards women. Like, we're not trying to cater to everybody. We're trying to deal with women, and highlight BIPOC owned brands and businesses in the space, which is not on a regular.
And that's important. It's important because it's obviously the cannabis industry is, you know what it is, dominated. I don't even have to say it. So kudos to you, Diana, for starting this venture. She is she's brilliant. Diana, you do a lot of shit. You don't just write exceptionally well. You're so creative. You're a mother, you're a daughter, you're so many things. What's something that we don't know about you, Rue and Kai don't know about you?
Word.
Oh gosh, you know, that's a good one. Let's
see. A dominatrix at 4 a.m.
I mean, hey, if you was beating people's brains out for $300 an hour, I'm just saying.
I wouldn't be mad, because
some of these chicks get paid real good money for stomping on balls. I'm just no, I don't know nothing about that life. No.
Let's just say I wish I knew more. I'm not making $300 an hour smashing balls. However, I'd totally be up to it. I mean, if he wants me to fucking smash their balls and pay me $300 an hour, call me.
Or call me. Don't call Ty.
Right. And call any one of
us. Don't call me. Okay. Because like I said, I don't know nothing about that life. I heard. What I'm saying is call Diana, because she damn sure want that $300 an hour. $300 an hour.
You know, I'll smash the balls
and she needs some kind of half payment in advance. I'm not her lawyer or her manager. I'm just saying.
We're just saying, you know, a smart businesswoman
would want half of the money.
And you know what? One thing I love about you, Diana, is that I haven't even seen you in person, but I feel like I definitely love your ass. That's for sure. And I don't understand,
ditto.
And you know what? I think it's the spirit behind it, because Kai shares the sentiment. Like, you really got to be, and it doesn't matter your status, how much money you have, nothing like that. But you have to have some sort of energy to you that draws us in. And from jump, you definitely drew us in. And shout out to your daughter-in-law, Leslie. Leslie is one of our brand ambassadors. As we continue to grow our brand and we're able to pay outright, we'll eventually do that. But we really had to draw back. But she's always rocked with us. She's amazing. Yeah. She's a sweetheart. She's a mother as well. And she introduced us to Diana. And so thank you, Leslie, for that.
Yes,
and we talk to Diana more than we do Leslie, but I love her too. And I love that baby.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, I know that. My little muffin, can't get enough of her.
Oh, I was just about to say the granddaughter is the cutest. I mean, for real. Shoot, I understand that she, why you wouldn't, because I'm saying, all of us have cute babies, and I'm saying, I know people, you get the recommendation, maybe you should do the modeling, or get them into movies and stuff. But it's just the whole thing of, you don't want to turn into one of those moms that are pushing, a dream that a child didn't, naturally say they want. You feel me? No, we don't want to.
Been there, done that. Yeah, for sure.
Word. But no, as far as the magazine now, of course, as a writer for the magazine, both Ruby Daw and I are writers for the magazine. So of course we know that, what I'm saying, we know what we have contributed to the, to Fuego magazine. But who else is behind Fuego magazine as far as the writers? Can you just, talk about, how many writers you got and, how you sourced them in the first place?
We have a couple of other ladies that we use for writing. they I let them pick and choose kind of some of the topics because we already have a theme. I already have like the title of it. So if it's something that they feel they can write and get out, then they take it. If not, then they don't. At a certain point, everybody, you know, like I said, will be able to get, you know, to that option of having more staff. And as we grow and go into different markets, we'll be able to have more writers and more do more collaborations and contributions to have, you know, more of those. But yeah, they, like I said, everyone's a mom, wears several different hats. So, you know, it's much love and appreciation to everyone on the Fuego team because everyone's just kind of making it work when we can. We're all moms and just like have other jobs and other things that we have going on. So the fact that we still find time to all come together and be able to contribute and actually put out an amazing magazine like we do, hats off to everyone, because it takes a team to make the dream happen.
All day. All day.
Diana, what are some of your guilty pleasures besides weed and sex?
Oh gosh.
See, you see how she jumped right on into your business? She was like, no, I know you're fucking.
Like, well,
I would like to know who you're fucking and how often.
Well,
I'm just
well, y'all are just okay. Hold up. Like I can only answer one question at a time. So I was just like, okay, what did you ask me again? No.
What are your guilty pleasures besides weed and sex?
Besides, I like snacks. I'm a snacker. I love snacks. Pretty much food. I guess is my and I'm actually right now in front of one of my guilty pleasures that I don't even really want to mention, but you know, I guess I'm at McDonald's right now. So that is one of my guilty pleasures.
Hey, no McDonald's is cheap and depending on the item is pretty good. Shoot, I still love their frappes. I don't give a fuck. I will get me a frappe.
Man,
you know, there's just so much judgment, I think, when it comes to people's diets, when it's like motherfuckers need to just eat what they want to eat and don't, who cares?
Okay.
You know, just do what you gotta do as long as you're not, I don't know, try to eat like sandpaper, you know, you shouldn't stop somebody from doing what they do.
Oh, I mean, hey.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love to eat salad. I love to eat healthy, organic as much as possible. But we said guilty pleasures, and so this is definitely a guilty pleasure for sure. Indeed. And I'm like literally right here, right now. So.
Well, shit. I mean, I feel it.
The munchies kicked in.
I feel it definitely. You know what I mean, and that's the important part, that there's balance. That's the reason. That's the good part of this conversation. You're not just, you know, you do the salad and you do the healthy things, you know, to naturally, you know, take care of that part, but at the same time, hey, we all got a sweet tooth. You know what I'm saying? We just, you know what I'm saying? We just passed, you know, a certain holiday where a lot of chocolate gets eaten. You know what I'm saying? Never mind that chocolate is a guilty pleasure no matter what day it is. The hell?
Exactly. Desserts, yeah. That's always like food in general probably is I would say one of my guilty pleasures. Barnes and Noble.
Oh, okay.
As another, I can go in there and spend a whole day, pretty much any bookstore, but Barnes and Noble is my favorite because they usually have a Starbucks in it. And like I said, I can get food, my coffee, my books. I'm very happy to be there. But like I said, it's a guilty pleasure because as a mom, I don't ever get enough time there. So, or when I do get there, it's kind of like in a rush. It's like, oh, I only have, you know, I don't get the whole day that I want to spend there. So it's limited. So definitely a guilty pleasure.
I
Oh,
hear you.
glad that you mentioned that, because it's honestly, that's something that's definitely a factor of being a mom. You know what I mean? Case in point, what I was talking about with Ruby this morning. I mean, she was sharing a video, basically, talking about, how motherhood sex marijuana is coming back to YouTube and things of that nature. But at the same time, she had to jump in and say, girl, I am tired. I've been up early with this motherfucking baby and I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? So yes, that's the factor where you say to yourself, okay, yeah, not women sometimes, I mean, in between, dropping off the kids at school or doing something else that you got to do, you got to take 5 or 10 minutes to go to the nail salon or go get your hair done. You know what I mean? Whatever time it takes to handle your business, 9 times out of 10 you got it's a real struggle to find that time based on the fact that you're a mother. But for the most part, I know for the most part, I know most of your kids are most of them are pretty grown, aren't they?
Most of them are. I've got 2 teenagers and a 10-year-old at home. All boys.
Yeah, you're not quite done yet. You're
not quite done. But yeah, most of them are. There's 6 total, 5 boys, 1 girl. Wow. She's my oldest. But yeah, so definitely I understand the mom thing, and that's one thing that, as you know, at Fuego and as a woman, the staff, like, I don't ever want anyone to feel guilty about not showing up or whatever. Like, our families come first.
Word.
It's definitely something that I've learned from the Women's Cannabis Chamber, is like, as women and joining up, the cannabis is a good startup. A lot of women are joining it as an industry. We can rewrite how we show up to work.
Word.
When we show up to work, we show up, but we wear so many hats that, like, our meetings a lot of the time are in between running our kids around, or super late at night, or super early in the morning.
Yeah.
Just like weird random hours. I've had meetings with women 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes, just because we're in different time zones. That time works for her because she's a mom, she's got a job, she owns other businesses. So as women, we have to stop feeling guilty about those things, because we're human beings and we have to take that time. We have to, if we don't look out for us, who's going to look out for us? But also, who's going to look out for everyone else we take care of if we're not at our best?
Oh, thank you so much for saying that.
No,
and
absolutely.
That's one of the reasons why I respect you so much, because I not only do I agree with that sentiment, it's kind of like how I would handle things as well, and so it's very reassuring. Even with Kai, I mean, I hadn't shown up to a couple of things, and it does kind of fuck with me in my head sometimes. I can't help but acknowledge, like, oh my God, you can't you can't slip too far off, but at the same time, grace and space for ourselves.
Absolutely.
And as understanding as we are of other people, we should be understanding of ourselves. So I do thank you for sharing that.
Word.
And it shows just in how and the get back is gonna just be tenfold, I'm sure.
Right. No, absolutely.
And the whole idea of just having a workspace, because that really needs to be promoted more. I mean, I can honestly say, dealing with corporate America, AKA the plantation is how I like to call it.
Right.
The plantations, a lot of the plantations have developed, well, I wouldn't say a lot, but some of them I've heard that have developed more understanding when it comes to, the parenting section of people's lives, AKA they will, some companies will give, longer times for the mom to be at home to, when she first gives birth, or, you know what I'm saying? Or some kind of, little fund where they develop, where they, they make sure that the mom, is taken care of postpartum, things of that nature. But as far
Absolutely.
as cannabis users, you know what I mean? Now that, you know, cannabis is becoming more legal in you know, in different states and shit, the acceptance in the workplace is still not the same. You know what I mean? It's not, you know what I mean? I mean, of course, if you in a cannabis space, in the working space, if you work for something that is involving cannabis, of course that's going to be accepted. But I'm talking about just a regular job, like, you know, you know what I mean? Like, now that it's legal, a regular place like FedEx is not just going to be like, you know, it's okay that I know my delivery drivers smoke a little weed. You know what I mean? They still
Yeah.
want to fire motherfuckers over that bullshit. You know what I mean? So the fact that, you know, your magazine it has an automatic foundation of, you know what I'm saying, it's okay if you don't show up, and it's definitely and it's, first of all, we're about cannabis, so cannabis is accepted, but the workplace is all about, you know what I'm saying, we accept you how you show up. You know what I mean? We not judging, you know, because you know what I mean, you wasn't able to, or you wasn't able to be available for certain shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right
No,
on.
absolutely. And you know, like I said, in the cannabis space, and especially Fuego, like point blank, if, and I don't know, I think there's a fine line with this in the space. Is like, if you don't smoke cannabis, do you deserve to be there?
Word.
I'm like, yes and no. As far as Fuego goes, I just feel like it's a part of what we do. It's a part of our culture. If you're not going to events and able to partake or enjoy, how do you know what some quality cannabis is? How do you know it's good if you're not able to actually enjoy it? Now, I understand that there are certain ways that you can test, and you understand that it is good. I get it. But I don't know. That just feels weird to me.
Oh, it
So
definitely
it's
is
most
a weird
definitely
in space, because again, a lot of products involving cannabis, in order for you to know how they go, you have to intake, whether it's an edible, whether it's like, you know what I'm saying, a drink, whatever. Either way, you gotta take you in order to have an opinion on it, in order to talk about it, in order to express any feeling on it. You have to be involved. You can't come out and say that you don't want cannabis in your system, but yet you want to work for cannabis. That's stupid.
Yeah, and I've met some people like that, and a lot of it is, you know, and you know, like I said, I try not to judge them. Like, it's cool, but I think it's like when you are trying to build a relationship, and especially like cannabis, it's such a culture. It's so communal and about community, that's like where it becomes like you have to have a respect for the culture. If not, the brand isn't going to survive. Like, there has to be some sort of corporate responsibility and acceptance of the culture for it to thrive.
Exactly. And having not experienced that, and maybe somebody might not be smoking for in the moment, and because for whatever health reasons, or they just don't like the smoke aspect of it, but maybe they administer the edibles or the tinctures to a parent or a child that has seizures, and they're advocates and allies that way. You don't necessarily have to be, enjoy it, but you have to have, exactly, as long as you can show that respect for the culture. And we definitely do. I have somewhat of a serious question. Are your kids Black, Diana?
They are biracial, yes.
Gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. So are mine. So my question to you is, have you ever experienced colorism within your family as pertaining to your kids? And if so, how did you handle it?
Yes. My children are all very in different shades. They come in all different colors.
Beautiful.
So there is a lot of that. But like I said, we deal with, like, there's teasing obviously that goes on in the house. They're boys for the majority part of it. So there's just a lot of teasing and heckling. But for the most part, like, it's not anything that is, I would say, like, that we have like big fights about, or like anyone is feeling disrespected or bullied in that way.
Okay.
But you know, I feel like it is something that's kind of hard to deal with, because it's like there's always the heckling and the teasing, but it's like, kind of, where do you draw the line? And you know, sit down and kind of talk to them, like, you know, accept each other's differences and move on. But you know, it's teenagers, it's just
Okay.
they don't really just do that, and they don't really do that a whole lot, you know, like it's not like, you know, like other people don't really do it. But we lived in a small town in Oklahoma, and so like we had to deal with a lot of different obstacles, I guess is the right word.
Okay. And the reason why I ask is because I experienced something fairly recently with a close family member where I had to correct them on how they spoke to my children. So it's really serious. Like, for teenagers to be, you know, fucking around and calling each other, you know, whatever. It's different from when a grown ass adult that you should respect, that had a hand in raising you, is making, you know, is doing these things where it's like, I will not have it. And it's happened so many more times. It's happened more than once, excuse me. It happened more than once, and it really brought me to tears. It brought me to tears because it's like, my children, God bless them, are fucking innocent kids. They don't know any fucking better. And all they have been taught is to celebrate and love on themselves. So I'm not going to have nobody who doesn't love themselves and who doesn't watch their fucking words manipulate or treat my kids in any type of way and cause a race issue where there never had to be one. And so I don't mean to be so serious, but it's like raising biracial kids. I mean, Queen Kai is also of Spanish descent. So she got Spanish blood and she's Black as well. So it's like we have these hybrid of cultures, and it's like, I feel like we have the responsibility as moms, even in our language, to just promote the acceptance of, hey, if you're this and you're that, or you're four different things, then you're all of that. You're not half and a quarter, or you know what I mean? You have all these cultures to celebrate. And who's to say that one fucking culture is better than the other? That's ridiculous.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. And see, the main point of that anybody should be, that's listening, should get, is that first and foremost, yes, you know, jokes between teenagers are gonna happen. Hello, that's how they practice with each other, so they know how to get other motherfuckers in the street when they try.
They're brothers. It's
you know what I'm saying? They're brothers. They gonna get at each other. That's that's gonna happen, and that's been happening in every culture. But if it gets to the point where you hear a grown person, and especially in a situation with Ruby, because all of her kids are under 10. So we talking about little children who at that age, all they know is about love everybody. It's only, first of all, none of these kids learn anything about loving different colors or doing like that unless the parent teaches them, or unless they hear it around them in the first place. That's how they pick that shit up. When they're kids, all they care, all they know is loving each other. You know what I'm saying? So if you hear somebody grown in your family try to talk shit about your kids, yeah, that's a immediate red flag. Immediate, I'm checking you. Immediate, you're not going to talk to me or my children like that. It is, and it's going to be checked, because at the end of the day, you're not going to have them feeling some type of way, because at that age, that's when that's basically putting trauma in their head, because they looking at the whoever the relative is, and it's like, yo, why they talking like that? And then now you as a parent gotta explain, well, this person is an asshole. They some type of racist level of asshole, and because they a racist level of asshole, they said some shit that sound ignorant. So I'm gonna explain that That's an ignorant motherfucker, and anytime you hear that person talk, they gonna say some ignorant shit. But guess what mommy gonna do? Mommy gonna check that shit every fucking time. What? Mommy gonna check that shit every motherfucking time. So therefore, but so yes, it becomes a good thing that the child learns a lesson because you teaching them that what they did is wrong and this is how they going it's going to get corrected. But at the same time, it also puts a thing in the child's head like, word, I got people in my own family treating me fuckery like, because of what? Because of how I came into the world. Bitch, fuck you.
Which they had no choice of in the
You.
first place. It's just kind of insanity. But I think as we progress, I'm hoping that things like this decrease and it's not something that has to be spoke about so much, that it's not the norm, that it's abnormal.
I love that, and I wish that too.
So,
but man, every time these motherfuckers have to bring it up, I guess we just have to have that discussion. And you're right. Eventually,
you will, and eventually, like those discussions, one of two things happens. They either get the message and they stop saying their stupidity, or you guys just stop dealing with each other. Period.
Exactly.
Like
peace is going to be gotten regardless. You know what I mean? Respect is going to be gotten regardless.
Absolutely.
You guys just don't have to deal with each other, even at family functions. It's like you both will be there. You may say hello, you may not, but at the end of the day, that person has made the choice about respecting your children and not. And it's just like I said, at a certain point you get tired of saying it, they get tired of hearing it, and it's just like y'all just stop. It just stops eventually, one way or the other. They get the message or they don't.
Definitely. And at the end of the day, you already established a line that motherfuckers ain't going to cross. You know what I mean? And the fuckery is that it doesn't just happen. It's not just happening in your family. It happens in all kinds of families. But you know what I mean? And when things like that happen, it's all about checking the motherfucker and shit. And if they got to get checked 10, 20, 100 times, then you just gonna get checked 10, 20, 100 motherfucking times. It is what it is. But on to let's talk about more relevant Fuego magazine. What's the future for Fuego? What we doing in the future? What's upcoming? Who are or do we have some advertisers in the building? What we doing?
So we do have some negotiations going on with advertisers. We will be having a print copy this year. We are, fingers crossed, gonna get it to April, to the finish line. If we get the advertisers and sponsorships that we need, which everything's on course for those things to happen. That happens, we'll be doing launches in the different markets where we are. Probably start in NYC, in the NYC market, and work our way around down to California, Oklahoma, Colorado, Florida, and other states. So many other states have joined on in that we'll start working on those markets and moving into those as well. Negotiations with Puerto Rico are still happening, so
awesome.
Yeah, so we'll start establishing more and more in each market and just kind of move in and take over from there.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
What's going on in Puerto Rico, though? I mean, they
do have cannabis there that's legal. They do have dispensaries. They do have things going on. Some events are starting to take place. It's a fairly new market.
Damn.
So I'm just trying to find the staff to cover, to work there. Hoping to make it there this summer to officially hire or, you know, get that stuff going. Hoping quicker than that, but the summer will be the phase 3 of it.
Okay.
That's what's up.
That's what's up. You said the
Shit,
summer's
Diana
gonna be
doing big
phase
things.
3.
Of course, that's what we like. We like, you know, big
Fuego,
moves and quiet
fuego.
moves. You know what I'm saying? We don't even know it until it happens, type shit. You know how that go.
Right. So that's just, I think that's probably been I think I should have been operating that way a little bit more, because sometimes, like I said, sometimes someone else with just more money can beat you to the finish line before you can get there. So it's better
Speaking
to
of
be
money,
quiet.
speaking of money, Diana, if you were like have every financial problem go away, what would be that amount of money for you?
Oh gosh.
So I
You
should
know, I
say,
don't know.
what amount of money would make every financial problem go away is a better question.
Honestly, I don't know. I would have to check the books and kind of just see, like, there's just kind of a lot at the moment, especially with trying to launch and go to print.
All right.
The launches that we kind of want to do at this point, and the markets we want to go into, I think is going to be a fairly costly feat to do it if we don't do in phases. So that question I'm going to have to pass on, because I don't really know. I just try to keep my goals small and achievable and just keep progressing so that way I don't get overwhelmed.
Okay.
Yo, but that's a good question though, because when I think about it, if I had to ask myself, like personally, and I'm not even including business. I'm just saying, just
Your life.
personal debt. Your personal debt. How much money would you need to make your personal debt go away? And I was just like, yo, real talk. Now my debt ain't even that bad. A little 20 G's, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
20 racks could take care of that, you know what I'm saying?
Well, who knows? Who
Just
knows?
make it
Because
go all go away. Everybody get a kiss my ass no. I'm just saying, everybody get a kiss my ass no with the repayment, you know.
And the reason why I ask is because many people have done this before, but Jim Carrey, a comedian, I remember reading a story that he wrote himself a check for $1 million. And I had to ask myself, how much money, bitch, would you want in your account to make all your financial problem goes away? And guess what I came up with? $8,465,819.04. That's my number.
Lord,
and I say that over
and specific like a motherfucker, ain't it?
$8,465,819.04, baby.
I want that in my
what?
So I said you got to know what you want to get it. So
hey, and dude, right when I get that shit, I'm gonna snapshot it and show the whole motherfucking world.
No, don't do that now. Now that is what you don't do. You treat it like it's a motherfucking lottery. You put a mask on and you go get your check. You deposit that motherfucker in the bank.
You're right.
And you look at the bank like,
I have to save it for a
call
TED
me
Talk.
an Uber because I can't. I'm not a regular motherfucker no more. Call me an Uber.
Yeah, no, you're right. I don't want to be flashy, but it's just like that is just the amount of money, because I was like, okay, Ruby, I didn't want to say $1 million. Right. So I was like, let me put some random. I just started writing numbers because I had 8 million in my mind. It's just figurative, you see. Right. So anyway, I know I just become in left field with all these questions.
No, but that's a good question though, because real talk, it's like not because I'm just like, you know, I'm talking because when you say 8 million, you're talking about, of course, you're talking business and personal and everything included.
Everything.
You know, everything. Now, me, I immediately went to personal first because I'd be like, yo, if I take care of personal, shit, I'll be all and shit. I'll be able to figure out the motherfucking rest. Like, you know what I mean? Because me, I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying? Let's start small and then get bigger. You know what I'm saying? Start small, get bigger. but that's a good goal too. You know what I'm saying? You were just like, fuck it, let me start all the way from the top. And figure, you know what I'm saying? If I fall anywhere in between, I'll fuck with it. I'll fuck with it. You know what I'm saying?
There's a little bit of delusion that needs to go in that, a little bit of insanity mixed with it, but I'm good. You know what I mean?
I feel it.
I'm believing it like motherfuckers believe in Jesus and Santa Claus.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? You damn right. You hear about Jesus and Santa Claus every year. So why the fuck I can't dream about 8,245,000? Shit, a whole specific.
No, it's $8,465,819.04.
I didn't. It's not like I remembered your number. I just threw in what number I would go. I was like 8,245,000. Whatever. I don't give a fuck about the change. No, because once you get after 245, whatever is in the back is in the back. It's in the back. It don't even matter. It's in the back.
I love it.
Nah. You the black folk in the back. Nah. I want to be in the front with the white folks. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing with me. But
Diana, I need to know.
Of course, we're gonna start talking about you know what I mean? Because of course, we must make sure and establish. Are you know what I'm saying? Is there a special someone in the building? Are we dating? Are we trying to ride the poles? I'm just saying. What pole and what color is the pole? Now I'm just playing.
Well,
now I'm getting in your business. I shouldn't even be getting in that.
That's a little bit more sharing than my Scorpio ass likes to share. But I will say that I do have someone special that is in my life.
Nice!
Oh my God!
Nice. That's right. You see how she flipped her hand? She flipped her hand like, yes, bitch, that's right. I do got something. Chill out. I ride it every now and then. Mind your business. Go sit down.
I knew there was something different about you, Diana.
I was like, you got to keep it quiet so it'll work out. But, we'll see what happens,
Hey, good vibes to you. Good vibes to you. I mean, the fact is we all deserve love. Let's keep it real.
Absolutely. And he's a lucky gentleman to have your attention, because I know we're not just looking for any Joe Schmo. You got to bring something of substance to the table.
We have no patience for the foolishness. We done. Our patience is rubbed out like for real. It's done. It's on the bottom of the floor getting stomped out on a regular basis. Anybody messing with our time at this point, you're either doing it right or you got to get up out of my face. Like, you got to go. You can't stay here.
Right.
You can't sit with us. You can't sit here.
Yeah.
I love that. Shout out to all the love and all the gushy stuff.
You know what I'm saying? All right. So, and now the other day we were talking to you. Well, at least I was talking to you, and you was talking about driving with your daughter and 3 cats. Now, listen.
We have 2 cats. But
cats.
My daughter's actually with me right now.
Oh, Motherhood Sex Man Wanda, nice to meet you.
Your mom's amazing, but you know that. Yes,
and your mom said that you and her are just alike, and that's why sometimes y'all don't get along. So of course, I want to ask you about that. Like, what's the alike part? And I can tell you probably what it is, because me and my oldest daughter, listen, when I tell you, me and her basically with the same attitude, bruh. Try
they look the same too.
Both of our attitudes at the same time and see if you don't feel like you're getting double shot. Like you So
I know that
what's going on with y'all?
Multiple times on this trip, I'm pretty sure each one of us wanted to murder the other on
it'd be like that.
And not just, it was just driving stress. I don't know.
And the cats, clearly that apparently never been outside.
Okay.
Yeah, they'd never been outside until this trip.
Wow.
Let her speak. I feel like she might be able to.
I think where we were alike a lot is like we both had similar plans and goals. but how our brains operate to make it happen, we were going left and right. And so it was like we both knew how to get there, what we needed to do, but it was just like a power struggle. Like, who's going to listen to who? Like, no, Mom, that's a bad idea. But then some ended up pretty good, and I was like, But some of my ideas were good too. It was a teamwork effort.
Hey, I mean,
hey,
I gotta tell you that with my mom, I definitely had that discussion too, where it was like, you know what I mean? It's like she talking to you like, excuse me, I gave birth to you, and you looking at her like, lady, I'm grown. I understand you gave birth to me, but I'm also grown. Chill out.
Chill, man. Kudos to you guys. I think you're doing something right when your adult children still want to fuck with you.
Word.
And so, you know, regardless of how annoying we may get on each other's nerves, I would be so distraught if, fast forwarding in time and my little Sela bear didn't want to fuck with me,
Right.
That would be
Especially like best friend, literally pretty much tell her everything, like we smoke together. But like I said, dealing with a miniature version or a younger version of yourself, because she's not a miniature person, she's full grown. But dealing with a younger version of yourself with someone just like you is difficult.
Except I've evolved like a Pokemon, so it's like her, but it's like she's like
evolved like a Pokemon.
I love it.
You ain't gonna just say that. You ain't just gonna say that and act like we ain't hear that shit. It evolved like a Pokemon. You still evolving, because how old are we, girlfriend? I'm pretty sure we are still young and still evolving. Talking about we evolved like a Pokemon.
I think she said involved.
No, she said evolved. I heard her.
Oh, my bad. I love
you
it.
Still tired. The baby ruling you. You still tired.
Dude, that girl got me all fucked up. You know what I mean?
Shit, this one did too when she was a baby.
Man, listen, they all did when they were a baby. Come on.
Oh, really? How early?
Yeah. She was what was she? 32 weeks, I think.
Oh, wow. And how long were y'all?
She had to stay in the hospital for a month because she had to weigh 5 pounds before I could bring her home. She didn't weigh 5 pounds.
Same here.
So.
Okay. Wow.
But yeah.
Shout out to the NICU babies and NICU mamas. I never understood. You won't until you just go there. It's just, I don't know. And then having to like go to and from. I spent the night in the hospital a couple of times. I just couldn't because I had 2 little ones that were driving my mom nuts at home. But it was just an experience that
it's hard.
Oh, yeah. And I think that she and I are going to have a special bond because of it, because I've never worked this hard in such a short amount of time.
Right. Well, as a mom to leave the hospital without your baby is the worst feeling. It's like, this is not how it's supposed to be.
Word.
And so then, and they're newborns, and so it's like every 3 hours they're being fed. And so like if you're not at the hospital for all the feedings, you feel bad because you're like, oh my God, my baby's gonna be used to these nurses and not me, kind of situation. So yeah, I was like, Rue, like I pretty much lived at the hospital as much as possible. Just was there, and it was hard. Like it was hard, but I was also working through my degree, so I was actually doing some of my clinicals at the hospital, so like I was actually able to draw her blood. So
nice.
Wow, get it.
It was honestly one of the hardest things, probably the hardest stick I've ever had to do in my life, because she was my baby.
I'm about to say. I'm about to say, because I mean, shoot, that was the main thing of
Worst.
getting used to. You know what I mean? Just see the little baby in the middle, and of course, certain nurses they kind of go like this, and you just looking at her like, "Girl, I'll punch you in your face.
I was
I'll
too.
beat
I
your
was just
ass.
like,
Don't play with me."
I was like, look, as much pain as I've gone through to get this child here, she's my first child. And I mean, just the thought of someone poking her and her crying, I was like, I'm going to fucking kill you. I will murder
Exactly.
you right here. I will take that needle and stab your eye.
And it's a wrap for you. It's about to
And
be
then
a
your
wrap for
pee
you. I'm
hole.
gonna need you to. I'm gonna need you to understand that I'm a little crazy. I'm a little crazy.
I
Yeah.
will jump on you like a spider monkey if my baby cries.
Word.
So,
Like for
please,
real.
for your safety, give me the needle. I will do it myself. And it was difficult. It was the worst stick I ever had to do, but we survived.
Oh, definitely.
But
That's
the fact that you
beautiful.
have the credentials to even do that is just is awesome in the first place. You know what I mean? Again, the moms wear a lot of fucking hats. Hello. Moms wear a lot of goddamn hats. You know what I mean? So outside of Fuego, and so what else is going on outside of Fuego with you? I mean, we found out you definitely haven't. You got a thriving love life. You got a big family, and of course we doing Fuego. So outside of all of that, what else is going on with you?
Oh, I'm like, that pretty much sums me up right now. I was like, I haven't had time to develop much else yet. Notice the yet.
That's a pretty big plate. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
That's a lot. What's your next tattoo gonna be? Or if you don't have one, what's your first tattoo gonna be?
I do have tattoos. I'm working on finishing my sleeve. So
nice.
that is something that I would like to be done. So I will definitely do that. When we definitely get a hard copy, Fuego is definitely going on my body somewhere.
Ooh, I love it.
Nice.
I think that'll be fun. Maybe we could do a fun contest if someone gets a tattoo. I don't know, they'll get a swag bag or something.
Well, yeah.
420 is coming up, so we'll be, live and local somewhere, a lot of places. So
wait, what day of the year does 420 fall on this year?
April.
No, I mean, what day of the year?
Oh,
like,
what day? I don't know.
Like Monday, Tuesday?
I'm wanting to say Tuesday, but I feel like I'm wrong.
Okay, let me see if I can check real quick because
I'm checking too, Queen.
Because that's the thing. Because that's the thing with me. Because it's like, come on now, like, why the hell does it need to? You know what I mean? Be on a
well, and usually the weekend before and the weekend after also. So that Friday and Saturday will probably be super lit.
It's a Thursday, yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
I do know that I do have an event with the Women's Chamber of Commerce, the Women's Cannabis Chamber of Commerce in Oklahoma City on the 22nd.
Okay.
So.
On the 22nd of April, or?
Yes.
All right, cool.
So my plan is to pop down there for that. So we'll see what happens between now and then.
And let me know if anything in the Pacific Northwest that I can do on this side, because I can get my sister.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
I mean, because that's the thing. Whenever you're ready, because we gotta make sure that the boss is taken care of. After all, the boss, you know what I'm saying, is sitting around talking about what you talking about. You going somewhere? Where? How? Without my permission?
A little boss baby. I don't know if you guys.
Without my permission, you trying to go somewhere? Oh,
without me? No.
Dang, man, you're right. I need to regulate my taking a daily shower first before I can. I'm just so excited to get back to work, and I'm just so fueled up, you guys. That's it.
You know, like I said, whenever you are, just like I said, whatever task, whatever, you're ready to come back, and just little baby step it back, because you'll take on a lot, because everything will be calm, and then the shit will fucking hit the fan, and then you're like, oh fuck.
I have a crazy idea though. Bear with me, y'all, and tell me if this is something that Fuego could report on. But I want to organize a masturbate-a-thon.
Oh.
Yeah. You see. See. We and we tried some shit like that. We were talking about some shit like that when we had an actual toy sponsor. But but right about now, Fuego is very much into like, nah, unless the toy is made of marijuana, unless motherfuckers go masturbate and while smoking marijuana, I really can't be associated with that. But I hear you though, girl. I hear you.
I hear you. I hear you.
But I can't fuck with that is what I'm trying to say.
I would maybe one day.
Okay.
We could put it in our events, like
definitely. If somebody was throwing some shit like that, yes.
Okay.
So that's happening over there.
Now, if we have like, if it was sponsored, they were sponsors, like we would be obligated to do so. Right now we're in our infancy, and so we're really gonna kind of try to stick.
You see how she got real professional?
I love how diplomatic
she got real professional. Like we're in our infancy, and we can't afford to be associated with that.
Dude, you can say anything.
Not in our phase one.
That's
one,
right.
Like no fuck ups. Like
no fuck ups. No fuck ups.
When we get to phase 3 and 4,
you know what I'm saying? We might throw some Kim Kardashian shit out there, and you know what I'm saying.
I just want to see a bunch of twats.
That's all. That's all.
No judgment here.
No judgment here.
I'm just kidding.
But on a professional level, we cannot. We on phase 1 in infancy.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Awesome.
Baby
I'll
steps.
dial it back.
That
is what's up. But to bring it back to cannabis business now, for the most part, I've talked about the Cannabis Means Business Expo that's coming back in New York. Of course, is June 1st to June 3rd, and I made sure I mentioned that of course I want to do the boat tickets, because last year I did the boat ride. And of course you have to buy the day pass at Javits Center in order to go on the boat ride. So I did that last year. I'm definitely working on trying to do that again. So and the name of the game, or the goal of this game, is to report on what the difference is, especially since last year the tickets was $175 a person, and now they $275 a person. So I'm trying to figure out, bruh, is you gonna be giving out weed when people walk onto the boat? Because I suggest, just like how Work and Roll, because damn near every time I've been at Work and Roll, I done got free weed, free pre-rolls or something. So I'm thinking, for my $275 per person, you might want to hit me off with an ounce at the door. I'm just saying, an ounce or whatever's at the door.
That's like the most costly expo I've heard of.
I gotta say, like I said, because the main reason why I would even think I'm even considering it, because June 2nd is my husband's birthday. He definitely enjoyed the fuck out of the fact that I kept feeding him weed, so we were smoking like a motherfucker. And then there was what you call it, the bar where they don't, what I'm saying, you can just drink all night and they don't get the open bar. It was an open bar, and the liquor was really flowing, and my husband really likes when liquor is flowing. So plus weed, plus being in a fancy boat, it just, what I'm saying, with a whole bunch of grown ass motherfuckers that ain't trying to fight, is just trying to party and have a good time. that's a good celebration for his birthday. So I'm willing to make the sacrifice to do the 275. But bitches, if you try to raise it next year to 375, I'm gonna be that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna do it next year. Nah. You might want to chill out with that, because 375 sounds like fuckery. 275 is fuckery right now, but I'm just saying, for the purpose of Fuego, of doing an article for Fuego magazine and celebrating my husband's birthday, you know what I'm saying? Cannabis Means Business Expo is June 1st, June 3rd. You know what I mean? New York City.
Like I said, I'll reach out with them
marijuana will be there.
And catch up with them and will and see if we can work something out. And like I said, we'll have to catch up again here soon. Because my kids are hungry and I've got to.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, definitely. We was about to end the episode. Definitely. So I just wanted to make sure and talk about the expo and just of course we're gonna drop everybody knows the link on the website, which is fuego420magazine.com. You know what I'm saying? We on Instagram, we on YouTube, and definitely articles are dropping consistently, so everybody should subscribe like this. Subscribe to us. You know what I'm saying? But yes, this is another great episode of Motherhood, Sex, Marijuana Season 5 going live.
Thank you for your time.
And we love the fact that we were able to update people on first of all, because not only is it girl power, it's also women in cannabis power. You know what I'm saying? So all of that is an intricate movement that needs to continue, especially because cannabis is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and we are going to get bigger.
We all up in there.
Absolutely. And like I said, with it being such a great startup, I think, there would be a lot more women joining the force. And like I said, as more women take over and join, we can redefine the workforce and how it's ran. Like we don't have to be a 9 to 5. Women, we all wear different hats, and so we know that it's different schedules, and we just cooperate and we do the best when we show up when we can.
And we get shit done, don't we?
We get shit done.
And we get shit done. Regardless of what, we get shit done because we are going to be a success. And on that note, motherhood, sex, marijuana to the motherfucking building. Fuego magazine. You know what I mean? Next time you see it, we're going to be in print. Let's go.
Yes.
And we'll have those hard copies to show everyone.
Absolutely.
You guys are
had a great time. Let's do it.
Yeah. Bye, guys. Thank you. Thanks, too. Bye-bye.
Ladies.